Hi everyone, I'm Veronica and I'm going to share a little bit about your story and your why and why those two things are so important in our business. Your why is your motivator. Why did you start this business? Whether it is to have a shameless shoe fund or to, build schools in a third world country. Most of ours fall in between there somewhere, but why are you doing this? That's what's going to motivate you to pick up the call and talk to that chicken lister or to, bring it up in an everyday conversation. You need to identify what your why is early on, share it with your sponsor so they can help you through those hard times and motivate you. And your why is going to evolve. My initial why, I had two little children and I was 7 months pregnant when I started. So my initial why was I wanted to be home with them. I wanted to work at home in small hours and spend quality time with my own children. And after I was able to do that, after a year or so in the business, I was able to retire from teaching. My why had to evolve because my business grew, so my why should grow. So identify that early so that you have something to really fall on to motivate you. Some people say your why should make you cry. And I think if you really do some soul searching and dig, it's like peeling the onion, getting to the core of what you really want, that's where the good stuff is. Your other thing is your story. Your story is like your elevator pitch. What are you sharing with people when you share the excitement about this? It's a nice, clean little practiced story, not rehearsed sounding, but professional sounding. Your story, the more you say it, the more comfortable you are with it, the more natural it sounds instead of fumbling for words and bringing it up awkwardly. It sounds weird, but you should practice your story, record it. You hear what you sound like, and then, take a few parts out. You listen to how many times you say in a conversation, right? So your story is made up of 6 parts. The first is, who are you? What's your trade? Are you a lawyer, a teacher, whatever your trade is? Your second is, why were you looking for Verdant and Fields? Or maybe you weren't looking for it at all. So obviously I was looking for something. I wanted to stay home. But maybe you were using the products and then you decided, I wasn't looking for something at all, but I started using these products and they were amazing. I couldn't help but share them. The third thing is how you found RNF. Did someone introduce it to you? Did you, see a post on Facebook? The fourth is what impressed you the most. The credibility of Proactiv, the fact that we were partnered with Estee Lauder, those are 2 really credible things about our brand. And the fifth is, I have my notes here. The fifth is, what is it doing for you? And if you're brand new, other than if you've been using the products for a while and you have great clear skin now or long lashes, it might not have done anything yet, but you could say what you're planning for it to do. So in the beginning, I told my friends that I was teaching with when I went on maternity, I said, I won't be back. I know this business is going to allow me to stay home with my kids. And I believed that 300%. I told everyone goodbye. I gave my teaching stuff away. There was no way I was going back to school. And I made it happen because my belief was so strong. And the last part is you put in the best part. The best part is, and that keeps building on. The best part is, as a stay-at-home mom, I didn't know that there was going to be this hole. Like, I'm missing something. I love being home with my kids, but I also love spending time with my girlfriends and, going on trips and travel. And this has kind of opened that world for me. So now the best part is I get to stay home with my kids and I get to be so involved with their life, but I also get this little part of my life that's just Veronica, that I get to do all these other awesome things and have some independence. So come up with your story, practice it, record yourself, listen to it, send it to any of, your upline, sideline, whoever, to get some feedback. It might feel kind of quirky in the beginning, but the better you could get at your story, the more natural it's going to feel, because we do share it. And why we share it is our business is built on relationships. We are not proactive. We are not an infomercial, on social media, let's say. We're not an infomercial of just posts. It's more about having conversations and sharing why you're doing this and your excitement. That's going to get people to want to join you or to want to buy from you. The more and more consultants out there, they're going to, you're going to attract a certain vibe. So you want to share our story and in essence, your business, and that keeps us from looking like a used car salesman, Let me just flip my notes so I don't miss anything. There's a fantastic TED Talk. Simon Sinek did it. And he kind of, references, there's the why in the middle, the how, and the what. And most companies will go outside in and they'll talk about, we make computers, they're user friendly, do you want to buy one? And then he refers to Apple. And Apple's so different than the other companies because they start from the inside out. And they start by saying their why, and what they believe. And then they talk about being user friendly. And then they talk about, don't you need a computer? And so many people buy, I'm kind of butchering his TED Talk. It's amazing. I highly recommend it. But it's just a different way of sharing. And that really is what sets us apart. So identify your why. It's going to be a huge motivator for you. And practice your story. The more natural it sounds, the more comfortable you'll be with sharing it. And if you don't know why you are doing what you're doing, say I had to read that. If you don't know why you're doing what you're doing, then why are you doing it, right? All right, thanks guys.